In the late summer of 2007, a young English teenager vanished after disembarking from a train which had terminated at King's Cross Station in the city of London. As police gathered information, the situation became even more puzzling, leaving the family with more questions than answers about what happened to the 14-year-old boy. Tonight on Dark Curiosities, the mysterious disappearance of Andrew Gosden. Andrew Paul Gosden was born to Kevin and Glenys Gosden on the 10th of July 1993 in Doncaster, South Yorkshire, England. In 2007, he lived in a suburb of Doncaster and attended the Macaulay Catholic High School, boasting a 100% attendance record. Andrew was highly intelligent, notably gifted at mathematics, and was actually a part of a government-sponsored programme designed for the top 5% of school students. He seemed content in life, no obvious problems, such as bullying or any kind of mental illness. On the morning of the 14th of September, Andrew was, according to family, grumpy when he woke up. At approximately 8:05, he left the family home in order to catch his bus to school. However, for some reason, he did not travel. Instead, he walked to a nearby park and waited there until 8:30 a.m, as by this time, his parents would have left home for work. CCTV cameras from Gosden's neighbours captured footage of the young teenager returning home. Andrew changed out of his school uniform, placing his blazer on the back of a chair in his bedroom and throwing his shirt and trousers in the washing machine. He put on more casual clothes, a Slipknot t-shirt and black jeans, and it's also worth noting that he wore a watch on his left wrist and had prescription glasses. With him, he took a bag, bearing badges from many rock and metal bands, his wallet, keys, and a PSP console. However, he didn't take the charger. It is believed he did not have his coat or sweatshirt when he left the house. Following his departure, he withdrew £200 from his bank account and made his way to the local train station. Andrew purchased a one-way ticket to King's Cross Station in London. Meanwhile, staff at his school discovered that he was missing and attempted to call his parents. However, a misdial meant that they had the wrong number, and therefore his disappearance was not noted until later that day. Returning home that night, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. The Gosden family sat around the dining table preparing to eat dinner. They assumed that Andrew was playing video games in the converted cellar, or was possibly doing homework in his bedroom, but when they realised he was not, they believed he may have gone out with a friend or neighbour and had simply lost track of time. At 7 p.m. that evening, following various phone calls, it dawned on the Gosdens that something was not right after being informed of their son's absence from school. Finally, the police were contacted. Kevin Gosden, along with his daughter Charlotte, scoured the nearby areas, such as the route Andrew usually took to school, but no evidence was found. After some further discussions, the family thought that if Andrew was to travel anywhere, it would be London. Police were keen to search the Chislehurst and Sidcup districts where relatives lived. However, the investigation turned up nothing. An employee who sold tickets at Doncaster railway station recalled speaking with Gosden about buying a return ticket for just 50p more than the single ticket, but Andrew refused, indicating he did not intend on going home. He boarded the train at 9:35 a.m, and witnesses told authorities that he was alone. One woman remembered that he seemed engrossed in his games console and was quiet during the journey. The last sighting of Andrew Gosden was at 11:25 a.m. that same day, as he walked through the entrance of King's Cross Station. Kevin Gosden said that it was quite possible that Andrew had travelled to meet with friends he knew in London, and Andrew knew the public transport routes exceptionally well, as he had been to the city numerous times, visiting the museums and exhibitions. He was said to be a confident navigator around London. There were suspicions that Andrew Gosden had travelled to London to meet with someone he had contacted over the internet. There was no evidence to back this up, however, as he did not have an email address or a home computer. His sister had a laptop, but she had only bought it 8 weeks prior. School computers were also searched, but that, alongside the fact he owned no online accounts, meant that this theory seemed unlikely. Speculation also grew that he may have gone to attend a concert by a metal band he was a fan of, but even after police found some concerts were on show that day, once again there was no evidence that Andrew was a fan of these respective bands. Interestingly, Andrew's favourite book was The Fall and Rise of Reginald Perrin by David Nobbs, where the title character fakes his own death in order to start life anew. The Gosden family helped police in any way that they could. For example, they handed out flyers at the various exhibitions and museums which Andrew had visited in the past. It is speculated, although not confirmed, that Glenys Gosden transferred more money over into Andrew's bank account just in case he needed it. The money was left untouched. The investigation was not free from errors, however. Initially focused on the family, authorities failed to acquire more CCTV footage, such as images from buses and the nearby underground station. CCTV footage was found of Andrew leaving the entrance at King's Cross. The CCTV captured, along with a close-up of his right ear, which had a distinctive double ridge, was only found 1 month after he vanished, and by this time, most footage had been deleted and the trail had gone cold. Since the teenager's disappearance, several unconfirmed sightings were reported to police. From what they could gather, his family believed that he went to Pizza Hut, Oxford Street, and Covent Garden that day, but the reported sightings were not followed up. In November 2008, an anonymous man contacted Leominster Police in Herefordshire, stating that he had information regarding the disappearance of Andrew Gosden. The intercom line was in use at the time. A police officer eventually arrived to take details, however by this time the man had left. There was subsequently an appeal for the man to get back in touch, but nothing came of it. In 2011, the Gosden family paid for a private sonar search of the River Thames, and despite not finding any evidence linking to Andrew, they did find another body, which Kevin Gosden told a podcast he hoped it brought answers to the unnamed victim's family. Kevin also attended a Muse concert, one of Andrew's favourite bands, in hopes of finding him, yet it was unsuccessful. On the 12th of September 2017, a fresh appeal for information was launched by police in hopes of finding more clues. On the 10th anniversary of his disappearance, the charity Missing People made Andrew Gosden the face of their Find Every Child campaign. Interestingly, a 16-year-old boy named Alex Soley, who was also a mathematical genius, disappeared 10 months after Andrew and lived within a 2-mile radius of King's Cross Station. It is speculated that the cases could possibly be linked. To this day, it is not known what happened to 14-year-old Andrew Gosden. Since 2007, very little has happened in terms of the investigation, and his family continue to seek answers to their questions. What happened to their son? Why did he leave for London in the first place? If he was meeting with someone, how did he contact them and arrange it? Is Andrew still alive? This case is one of the UK's most famous, yet tips or lines of inquiry have dwindled, and the fate of Andrew Gosden remains a mystery.